All right, guys, I have quite a story here. It kind of ties into a previous story that we did about Vladimir Putin allegedly having cancer surgery. Vladimir Putin is given 3 years to live by doctors due to his rapidly progressing cancer, FSB spy claims. So let's go through some of this here. Vladimir Putin has reportedly been given or been warned he has just 3 years to live, as Russian intelligence sources become increasingly worried about their ailing leader. An FSB officer described the Russian president's condition as a severe form of rapidly progressing cancer, as speculation ramped up that Putin was suffering with some form of serious illness amid the invasion of Ukraine. The spy explained the wartime leader has no more than 2 to 3 years left, and he is also losing his sight, reports the Mirror. News of the Russian leader's terminal illness emerged as part of a secret message from the Russian agent to fugitive and former FSB agent Boris Karpichkov. The message warned Putin is refusing to wear glasses over fears it would admit a form of weakness, and he is now lashing out at his subordinates with uncontrolled fury. I love how I talk for a living, and I don't know how to talk. Like, I can't actually talk. The developments come as news of his deteriorating health continues to leak out of Russia from a Telegram channel which claims to have sources inside the Kremlin. That's kind of weak. A Telegram channel that claims to have sources inside the Kremlin. Putin reportedly underwent successful cancer surgery this month and is recovering following advice from medics that treatment was essential, according to Telegram channel General SVR. This was the source for the other stuff, too. I remember from the previous article we covered where they claimed he had cancer. The news emerged just hours before Putin appeared on state TV meeting with ally Alexander Lukashenko in Sochi, where he was caught on camera awkwardly twisting his feet while the pair sat down for talks. It is the second time Putin has been filmed making the odd movement, which was caught on camera during a meeting with Tajikistan's president a week ago, and comes off the back of rumors that he is suffering Parkinson's. So I've seen that one. I've seen the rumor of Parkinson's, and we covered the one on potential cancer surgery. But now the update I'm giving you, and again, this is all alleged, is he has actual terminal cancer. So let me give you some more. Oh, look at his foot there. Uncontrollably fidgets with his feet amid health rumors. Look at this. That doesn't strike me as that much. I'm going to show you in a little bit here the hand thing and let you guys decide. It's a little bit later on in this article. Emamoli Rahman appeared to notice the movement during his meeting with Putin and glanced at the leader's feet, though he did not raise it in conversation. Critics have suggested the twisting motion could be an attempt to cover up the kind of involuntary twitches caused by Parkinson's after Putin was seen shaking his arm and led before another meeting with Lukashenko on February 18th. Since then, he has been seen to grip the arms of chairs and corners of tables in what some believe to be an effort to disguise any shaking. Other spooks have also hinted at the strongman's poor health conditions, warning he was unable to maintain concentration for long periods of time without taking breaks for treatment. Christopher Steele, a former MI6 Russia desk officer, explained Putin was constantly monitored and accompanied by a team of doctors as rumors of a new Kremlin succession plan continue to swirl. I don't know how good that source is, man. And him always having doctors around him, well, he's a notorious, germaphobe and stuff. He had those super long tables to keep people away from him during COVID. You guys remember that? Whispers about Putin's health began at least 2 years ago when he was said to be suffering both Parkinson's and cancer, but have received renewed attention in the wake of his invasion of Ukraine. The Kremlin has not commented on the latest allegations of Putin's ill health, but regularly denies he is suffering any kind of difficulties. General SVR wrote last week, on the night of Monday, May 16th to Tuesday, May 17th, Russian President Vladimir Putin underwent a surgical operation. The fact that Putin should be operated on as soon as possible was insisted upon by his attending physicians. According to the doctors involved in the treatment of the president, the operation was successful. We have already talked about the fact that Putin was personally absent from the information space from May 17th to May 19th and was not available even to his inner circle, with the exception of Nikolai Patrushev, Secretary of the Security Council of the Russian Federation. Where's the video of the hand? I saw that earlier. Here we go. Look at his hand. Watch his hand. They'll show it again. Look at that. Look at that. So that is And look how uncontrollably that's shaking. That is a sign of Parkinson's. It is, and that's something that usually what you do if you have Parkinson's. Look how much that's shaking. His right hand. Usually, if you have Parkinson's, one of the things they do as a strategy to not shake is you grab onto something, you grip something. And so in interviews, he's gripped tables. Again, the speculation is so that he doesn't shake like that because he doesn't want to portray any sort of weakness or illness or anything like that. From May 17th to May 19th, canned pre-production meetings and messages were posted in the information space, and Putin personally held 2 telephone conversations during this time. Amid news of his increasing isolation, the Russian president has also seized control of the military operation in Ukraine, personally handing orders out to generals and struggling to delegate responsibilities. Meanwhile, the head of the main intelligence directorate of Ukraine's Ministry of Defense declared last week Putin is cutting himself off from close contact with his subordinates to avoid any assassination attempts. Looking at some of his manic syndromes, he is afraid to seriously prepare a successor, realizing that in preparation, this successor may want to take the chair a little earlier than Putin himself wants. Major General Kirilo Budanov told Ukrainskaya Pravda. Therefore, he keeps everyone at a certain distance, and he believes that he will rule forever, but it will not be so. So again, that's coming from a Ukrainian source. So they're in the middle of a war against Ukraine. They're invading Ukraine. I don't know if you could just take that at face value. It comes as a former MI6 chief predicted Putin will be gone by 2023 due to health problems and will not reemerge as the leader of Russia. With persistent rumors of serious ill health for the Russian strongman, one method of moving things on without need for a violent coup would be to place him in a long-term hospital for the incurably unwell, suggested Richard Dearlove. That's not going to happen. All right, we don't need to go on with this, but you guys get the point. So here's the thing. I don't know how accurate this is. I just have no idea. And I do know that in Western media, here's the general rule in Western media. The bigger an enemy the leader or country is that you're talking about, the less factually accurate and sourced you have to be in your stories. So we see this all the time with North Korea. I mean, there were times where there were rumors that Kim Jong-un was dead, and then he wasn't. Or that, somebody in his inner circle, he assassinated this person, and then 3 days later that person is seen, and they're videotaped, and they're fine. So, and now it is hard to distinguish because they do have insane propaganda coming out of North Korea where they say ridiculous things, and they act like their leaders are demigods. And so that stuff is laughable, and it's a totally authoritarian lockdown country. But that almost makes it even easier to also put fake claims out there. So they're not scrupulous. They don't adhere to high standards when it comes to enemy countries. And now Russia is obviously in that same categorization of like big time enemy country. And so that means you should be a little bit more skeptical about things that come out. Now, having said that, is this a possibility? Yeah, I mean, he's kind of old, What is he, 67 or 70 or something like that? He's getting up there. And the little bits and pieces that you see on video, some of those things I just think, people are sort of overhyping this, and it seems like a normal movement that they're blowing out of proportion. But then other things I see, like that handshaking as much as it was, and I was like, I don't know, that does seem like that might be some sort of a health issue. And it was reported in a lot of different places that he had surgery. Now, they claim cancer surgery, it may have been some other sort of surgery, but that I saw reported in a number of different places. This is the first time I'm seeing this, and again, it's from the Daily Mail is running it, and it's from that source that claims to have people inside the Kremlin. I just don't know how true it is, but it's certainly possible. I guess I'll leave it up to you guys to determine for yourself, but as I said in the previous segment with something similar, if it is true, that sort of puts a lot more things in perspective, doesn't it? Like, oh, you're kind of running out of time and you want to make a name and a legacy for yourself. And I'm sure Putin miscalculated because he thought that the pieces were going to fall into place. And if he were to do this, he could annex a large portion of Crimea. And then people would say he returned Russia to its former glory, just like the Russian Empire days. I mean, he literally said in the speech that he gave when he announced the invasion, like that was his goal. That was his goal. He's like, we're going to denazify Ukraine. LOL, as if he actually cared about that. And, we kind of we have all these historical gripes against Ukraine, and we're going to restore it to where it should be, which is part of the Russian Empire. So, it would sort of put things in perspective if he's trying to, go out with a bang and create a legacy for himself where, Russian nationalists can view him as like our dear leader, build statues and whatnot, and worship. But I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. Quite an extreme claim, but at least as of this moment, it doesn't appear to have that much backing. I don't see any other sources really diving into it, so take it for what it is. It's fodder for speculation. It's really interesting, but it's not much else. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.